Hey everyone, and welcome to Comic Breakdown. And I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend as much as I enjoyed mine. But now we're getting back at it. It's Tuesday, which means it's time for some DC Comics, time for some Future State. And in this video, we're going to be covering Future State Dark Detective issue number 3. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with Future State or Dark Detective, go ahead and check out the playlist down in my description. It'll get you completely caught up on everything Future State related. Now, in the last issue, we left off with Bruce Wayne trying to investigate exactly what happened, how they found out who he was, and why they murdered Bruce Wayne specifically. And all of this led him to Carl Bennington, CEO of Plexitech Enterprises. And with that being said, let's dive into this issue. Okay, so as we dive into issue number 3, we're brought to the residence of Carl Bennington, the CEO of Plexitech. And at first it seems like he's playing some kind of virtual reality golfing. But this is when a young woman comes into the room and finds that he's been shot in his gaming chair. And then that's when we get some narration from Bruce Wayne. And he's talking about how the Magistrate is now the official, paramilitary going around. We know this for the most part. They're the ones that give the speeches, let the public know anything going on. It's not the police department. They're really non-existent at this point, or obsolete, if you will. Now, the Magistrate wants to blame this on vigilantes. And while vigilantes may have reason to do this, because this guy really isn't a great individual, it seems more than likely whatever got him killed had to do with CB Enterprises, which is kind of like a flimsy shell company Bennington had set up to expand his market, working with foreign markets, selling cutting-edge technology and surveillance and a bunch of other stuff, just greed. Because at the end of the day, in the Magistrate's new Gotham, greed is more than enough of a reason to have a CEO murdered. Because Plexitech are publicly known for their armor, but Bruce Wayne believes that he died for the same reason that he did. Not because of greed, but because they were a threat to their control over Gotham. The Magistrate feared their power. And while we're discussing all of this, Batman's looking around. He's searching for something. The biggest asset that Plexitech has. And it's the nano drones, the micro surveillance. Because these things are literally everywhere, watching everyone. And this is where Bruce Wayne uses kind of an electro net to catch these things, using it negatively charged to avoid detection. And it's a lot of trial and error while he's doing this. Without all of Wayne Enterprises' gadgets and little tricks here and there, he's really having to break this down. Now, the Magistrate added some layers of security to the original Wayne Enterprises blueprints. And so every time he gets them caught in the net, these things tend to explode. They detonate. And it takes him some time, but he's able to get them to stop blowing up. But they also have some other developments. They send out distress signals when they're tampered with, letting the other drones know exactly where he's at. And this is exactly what happens, and he has to make a run for it because all of these drones are hot on his tail. And we are seeing a world of technology literally taking over Gotham. From nano drones to cybers, we are literally seeing the beginning of a new era. And as Batman is making his way through this alley, trying to avoid all of these drones, one of them is taken out. And Bruce Wayne asks who he is, turning around to see Batman, aka Fox. And he simply says, "You know who I am," with Bruce Wayne responding, "Yeah, I guess I do." And Batman is not necessarily mad that someone else is in his suit. There always has to be a new hero to replace the old, because it's about a symbol, it's not about the person. Batman is dead, but long live Batman. And Bruce Wayne tells him, let's just say I'm busy, just stay out of my way. And he tells Bruce, if you keep this up, you're going to get hurt or you're going to get killed. And Fox simply tells him, stay home tomorrow night. With Bruce Wayne responding, yeah, I pretty much invented that line. which is true. That's definitely a Bruce Wayne line. And he is a little bit bitter. You know, seeing someone in his suit isn't his favorite feeling of all time. He just hopes that this reflection he's seeing knows what he's doing. And then we pick up in Noah's apartment, and he's going through all of this data because he's able to hack one of these micro drones. And what he sees is exactly what he expected. The Magistrate can see everyone all the time, 24-hour surveillance in the streets, in people's homes, blowing past any invasion of privacy. All of these nano drones are connected to the same servers. So hacking one eventually means Batman's going to be able to hack into all of them. And he does. And this includes Carl Bennington's estate the night he was killed. And what Batman sees is peacekeepers. Gotham's shining new force of justice are nothing more than overpaid assassins. The pinnacle of the new order, murdering in secret, and not for the first time, because they did this to Bruce Wayne. All because the CEO of a company was about to sell technology they're planning on using to solidify their grip on the city. And murdering Bruce Wayne meant they had other tech they wanted from Wayne Enterprises. The stuff that they didn't put on the market. And this is when Noah's daughter arrives. Very angry that Noah is up on the roof putting this anti-alien antenna up there because he's saying he can hear some kind of sound and he believes it's coming from aliens. And she freaks out on Bruce Wayne, just telling him, like, stop being so lazy. You don't do anything to help make society better. You're just sitting in here helping my dad listen to noises. But this gets Bruce Wayne thinking about the noises, on if they're actually coming from somewhere. And so he creates some infrared specs. Putting them on his face, he's able to see the micro drones wherever they are. And Noah's daughter happens to have at least 6 of these nano drones following her. Bruce Wayne, seeing this as odd, goes ahead and gets on her tail. And it eventually leads him to the Magistrate headquarters. Not knowing exactly what she's doing for a job or a career, it kind of throws him off. But he heads back to Noah's, only to use the goggles and look up in the air and see thousands of little eyes in the sky watching him. And now he fears that he's put them in danger. He's put them into a trap. And now no one can hide. They know everything. They know where he is, and they are coming for Bruce Wayne. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you guys are enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content we have coming out. If you want to support this channel in another way, go ahead and check out my Patreon down in the description. Got tons of exclusive merch for Patreon members only. But yeah, for this issue, I really have to say that it was a lot of fun. We had Batman meeting Batman, and Bruce Wayne really just going about his day. You know, he knew this was going to happen. He knew eventually someone was going to step up to the mantle and take his place, and he's got other priorities. He's trying to hunt down the lead on the guy that shot him, on why he was shot, why the peacekeepers are doing all of this. And it's seeming like they just want control over all of the technology. That way they have superior firepower against all of the vigilantes out there. And so it's really looking like this story is going to end with our final conclusion coming to fruition being Peacekeeper number 1 and Bruce Wayne going toe to toe. That is really what I am hoping for here. And I'm really, really hoping that that's the direction they want to take it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you're looking for a place in the Medford, Oregon area to pick up your comic books, be sure to check out Rogue City Comics in Medford. Awesome comic book shop, great friendly environment with all the latest comics every single week. And until the next video.